Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're going to jump into something pretty heavy today.
Okay.
We're looking at this Vice investigation on YouTube.
Right.
It's called Life as an Untouchable in India.
Okay.
And just as a heads up before we even get started,
Yeah.
this one, um, I found this video really, really intense.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you watch and you think like, oh my gosh, how is this still happening in the world today?
It's definitely heavy stuff. And like just the title alone, Untouchable, like
Well,
it's kind of like, whoa, how is this?
This is
Yeah, this is a system that's still impacting millions of people.
It's hard to believe, right? Like in the 21st century, we're still dealing with something like the caste system.
Right. And that's what's so important about this video is that it's showing that
Yeah.
these people that are considered untouchable or delete is what they often refer to themselves as now.
Right.
It shows how it's still affecting them in modern India.
So for those who haven't seen it,
Yeah.
the video really centers around this horrific crime in Uttar Pradesh. This young Dalit woman is brutally attacked and murdered.
Yeah.
And you see her family, they're just grieving. It's just gut-wrenching. And you can feel that outrage from the entire village.
And Uttar Pradesh itself is a very specific
Yeah.
place in India.
Yeah.
It has a lot of history with the caste system.
Oh, absolutely. And
Mm.
the video does not shy away from that at all.
Yeah.
In fact, there's this one part where one of the villagers actually says straight out, you know, if this had happened to someone from a higher caste, like a Thakur,
Right.
it would have been totally different.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying like what everyone is thinking,
Right.
which is that her life was somehow less valuable because of her caste.
Exactly. And it shows how deep these prejudices run.
Yeah.
That even in a situation like this, it's still there.
Yeah.
That this is what people are thinking about.
Absolutely.
Is really upsetting.
Yeah. And you see that playing out through the whole video.
Right.
You know, you have the villagers claiming that the police didn't do anything.
Right. They drag their feet.
Yeah. And that maybe even they were trying to cover it up.
Right. Which, again, that's something that we see,
Right.
unfortunately, a lot in these cases.
Yeah.
Is that because the people in power are often in a higher caste,
Right.
they will protect their own and not
Yeah.
investigate these crimes the way they should be investigated.
Right. And it just makes you think like, how is this even
Yeah.
possible?
How is this still happening?
Right. And as if all of that were not enough,
Right.
Vice, of course, throws us right into their signature chaotic editing style.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Very intense.
intense, fast cuts, jarring transitions, like
Yeah.
footage of this grieving family, and then all of a sudden it's like a Bollywood dance number.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what is...
It's jarring.
It's a lot. I don't even know if I have the words for it. It's just a lot to process.
It's a lot to take in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much going on.
Yeah, it is definitely a lot. And I can see how people would find that editing style jarring. Maybe even, like you said, disrespectful.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, Vice is known for being kind of like in your face.
Yeah.
But this one in particular, there's something about it that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the subject matter, but it just felt,
Intense.
yeah, like really intense. And I
yeah.
think it's because like you see this very raw grief
Mm-hmm.
from this family, and then all of a sudden you're just like thrown into like Bollywood glamour.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're trying to show. I mean, India is a very complicated country
Yeah.
with a lot of different facets.
Yeah.
And it's very much like you can have this horrible thing happen,
Right.
but then life goes on.
Right.
And I think they're trying to show that.
So they're trying to show that it's not like this happened in isolation. It's like this is part of a much bigger picture.
Exactly. And by showing these like happy Bollywood dances right after it,
Right.
it makes you think about those things at the same time.
Right. And it's like you can't ignore it.
Exactly. You can't just enjoy Bollywood and ignore what's happening.
Right.
You have to think about both of those things at the same time.
And it's that darkness that seems like it just keeps going.
Right.
It's perpetuated by this system.
Yeah, it's very ingrained.
I mean, there's this other part in the video that really stuck with me, and it's where it looks like they're offering the family money.
Yeah, that's a very common thing.
Really?
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, they try to silence the families with money to stop them from talking about it.
And it's like hush money, basically.
Basically.
Uh-huh.
And usually the understanding is that that means that they won't investigate further.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, it's a very sad reality.
And you get the sense from the family, too, that it's not even about the money for them.
No, it's about justice.
Yeah, they want justice.
Yeah.
It's about their daughter.
It's about their community and making sure this doesn't happen again.
Exactly.
And that's really what this video is about.
Right.
It's about these systems that just keep perpetuating themselves.
Yeah. And how they fail people.
And how they fail people.
I keep going back to that part with the villager who's like, yeah, it would be different if she was a higher caste.
Yeah.
That really says it all.
Yeah, it shows that even now your caste determines your life in India.
Yeah, it's life or death.
It is, and we can't ignore that.
I don't know about you, but I feel like this video just like opened up a door and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
And now you can't unsee it.
Exactly. And it's like, how can you even like process this?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what's so powerful about these videos is that
Yeah,
it puts the face to these statistics and you see the people
it's real people.
that are being affected by this.
And it makes you think like, what can we even do?
Right.
Like, I mean, we've talked about the case itself. We've talked about like the editing, the broader picture of India.
Yeah.
But it's like, where do we even go from here?
Yeah.
What can we do?
I mean, it's a question that's worth asking yourself for sure.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer.
Right.
But I think that this video gives us a place to start. By showing us this is happening, by giving these people a voice who are often silenced,
Right.
it makes us have to acknowledge it
Right.
and think about what our part in it is, even if we don't realize it.
And I think that's where the deep dive comes in for our listeners too.
Exactly.
You've watched the video, you've heard us talk about it now. It's like, well, what do you think?
Yeah, what resonates with you from this?
Yeah, what questions do you have? What do you want to learn more about?
What are you going to do about it?
Right, because this isn't something that we can just ignore.
Exactly.
We have to talk about it.
Because if we don't talk about it, then nothing will change.
Exactly. And hopefully this conversation will inspire someone out there who's listening to take action.
Absolutely.
To learn more, to challenge injustice wherever they see it.
Yeah, and to fight for a world that's more just.
For everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah, I love that. Well said.
Thank you.
So to our listeners, we're going to leave you with that challenge to just keep learning, keep questioning, keep pushing for that world where everybody is treated with respect and dignity.
Absolutely.
No matter who they are or where they come from.
We can do it.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.